Welcome to Radical Apathy, the podcast where two half-wits set out to solve all the world's problems with pop culture references and a lackadaisical attitude. Why not? It's worked so far.
Okay, and hi.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us, and welcome to Radical Apathy Podcast. My name is Tanner.
I'm Corbin.
And we are going to be your hosts for the hopefully foreseeable future coming into our podcast. Corbin?
Yes.
Why don't you tell our newfound friends a little bit about who we are and what we're doing?
Well, we are two friends. We're part-time actors that found each other on a project, and we thought this would be the best way to stay in touch. I think that probably sums it up.
Yeah, I mean, I feel if I didn't have you around, my longing for male companionship would be too much.
My heart grows fond for thee.
Gross. Okay. Yeah, so we met on a recent stage project.
Yeah.
Which we weren't the stars of, but I think, we're the stars of everyone's heart.
You know what? I got told a lot we stole the show.
Yeah.
I got told that
Everyone
a lot.
else on it was terrible.
Everyone else was awful.
It was just, they were the only good ones in the whole thing.
Only good ones.
That's what we're going to say. What's our goal here? What are we doing? Why are we doing this?
Listen, first off, it's all about apathy. To start, it's apathy, but how we cope with things we actually do care about.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, because, I mean, it's something that you and I would fall into when, and this might surprise people out there in the know, drama people are dramatic.
Yes.
And sometimes drama can come up. And I would always find myself asking Corbin, why do we care?
Why do we care about this?
Why is this important?
And that's the question we're going to keep asking, each other and all our guests. Why do we care?
Because the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter, does it?
No.
I want to focus on the things that we like.
We do care about.
The nice things in life, right?
Yeah.
Things that make us happy, things we do as in home, outside of the home, in the bathroom alone.
Things we
you cry a little bit and then you feel better.
Yeah, hug yourself.
You release.
Yeah.
Release yourself.
Or release.
Yeah. You release yourself.
Release yourself.
Yeah, when you look at me in the eyes. Yeah.
I'm not going to break eye contact.
Could you look me in the eye contact and say, release myself?
I'm going to release myself tomorrow.
Okay.
Many times.
Oh, wow. Jeez. At a man of your age. Okay. Good for you. We want to focus on those things. We want to focus on the things that makes escapism, pop culture. We are nerds. Is that fair?
It's fair. But I'm like a half nerd because I also like sports.
Yeah. Are you a nerd who's trying to be accepted by sport people, or are you a sport person who's trying to be accepted by nerds?
You know what? I honestly don't know a peer for I don't know a peer in terms of sports. I don't have a peer. There's no equal.
So you're above everyone else.
Everyone that I know. There is no equal.
That is a nerdy
I know
thing to
more
say.
sports than everybody I know.
Okay. You do wear a lot of sports clothing.
I do.
Yeah. I call it sports. That's the extent of my knowledge.
Yeah. So it's going to be fun when I rant about a sports thing, and I'm going to get your take on it.
Yeah. The blue team versus the green team.
Yeah, we don't like the green team.
Oh,
that green team.
Fucking green team, I tell you. We are over 3 minutes in, so I think we can swear now.
You know what? That's good. Because I just want to be real the whole time, and that means swearing sometimes.
Do you want to do a quick rundown of what the format of our show is going to look like going forward? What is that? What do we want it to look like?
Starting with this week, we're going to give each other homework. So watch a thing, read a thing, digest a thing, just consume something. And then we're going to bring that as one of our headlining topics the following week. Okay? So that's going to be the thing we fight about. And then we're going to ask each other again about the topic. We're going to go exchange. Then we're going to have hopefully a guest where we're going to ask them about their career, but not like the straight on what they do. We're going to kind of
I don't really care what people do.
I want to get to I want to dig into extra things, and then
deep.
I want to find out how they cope with whatever they're doing.
Yeah,
and then hopefully that leads to another conversation about stuff we like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and find out why do they care about this stuff?
Yeah, as long as the stupid things they care about are things that I care about,
yeah,
then I'll be happy.
They got one shot.
Right. And if it's something boring, like
move along.
Yeah, and then they'd never come back.
After that, we're going to because everyone loves lists. We're going to have a top 5 list every week.
Every week we're going to have a top 5 list?
Every episode,
week?
Every episode.
Every episode we're going to have a top 5 list?
Top 5. How does... Maybe a top whatever, but it might be more. Today's actually a top 7.
Does the internet know people can do lists like this? I think we're breaking molds here, Corbin.
I know, but people love lists.
I do like a good list.
Today's actually a top 7 list.
7?
Yeah.
We can do more than 5?
Yeah, well, this time we can do whatever we want.
I don't think the internet.
And then we're going to talk about today's homework, and I've got a homework assignment for next week.
Okay, perfect. I love homework.
Oh,
is what I say. Yes. Hopefully, we're going to try and have some guests in for each one if we can.
Yeah,
we know a lot of interesting people because we're interesting boys.
We're interesting folks that come from an interesting background,
and we know people. None of them are as cool as us.
No, of course not.
None of them are going to be as funny or handsome as us. They probably cry less in the shower than us.
I don't have tear ducts.
Right.
I don't.
The Cambodian thing.
I don't feel like other people.
Right.
It's just, you just pull back my face and it's just circuitry and wires.
Right. Okay. Well, that should make a fun podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't feel like other people,
and that's it.
But I do care about things sometimes.
Hey, and but not too much.
Not very much. And it's gotten like. So, do you find like it's your coping mechanism, like just to not care?
Yeah, I read a book a year ago, The Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Okay.
And
I started reading that, and then I didn't finish it because I just stopped caring.
Because you excelled so much at it by chapter 3, you're like, I don't give a fuck about this book.
I have a problem with like committing to something and then realizing, oh God, now I got to finish it. And then
how one may or may not have to finish reading a
actually,
book.
let's keep that conversation for later.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm going to ask you that question again. Let's hold off on that. Because I'm going to get the people to get to know you a little bit better.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so the first question I'm going to ask you, I'm going to ask every guest this because this is what matters to me.
Okay,
I want to know what your favorite movie is, and I want to know why.
Oh,
because I think it says a lot about a person when you have their favorite movie.
What is it? Because this is the first time that...
And we can ask each other these questions too.
And because it's the first time we're going to sit down.
Yeah.
Why is this question important to you?
You know what? It's like I said, it's important to me because I think you, and when I mean you, I mean pointing at all of you that's not me.
All of us that's here.
All of us that's not here. That it's a direct line into your soul. Like I can see into your eyes. If this is your favorite movie, I can judge your character like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Or your taste anyway. Maybe not your character, but your taste for sure.
Okay.
And I'll be like, I know this guy. I like this guy. I don't like this girl. Someone said Double Jeopardy to me once. Remember Double Jeopardy?
I do remember Double Jeopardy, Tommy Lee Jones.
Someone said that to me.
No,
and
Judd?
I was like,
it's a Judd, right?
Yeah, Ashley Judd.
Ashley Judd, thank you.
Ashley Judd, Tommy Lee Jones, and who was the guy? Bruce Greenwood, I think, was the husband. And
she killed him twice.
Spoilers. And sorry, spoiler alert. She kills him twice. And I disrespected that person from the get-go. Because that's not greatest movie of all time quality.
No.
Double Jeopardy.
Now I'm really worried about what I'm going to say. Yeah, a favorite movie. Okay, so I have probably...
And is this like just a complete melon I'm throwing you? Like, is this an obvious answer you're going to give me? Like,
no. So I when people ask me that question, I would say I have a top gaggle of cinema that I enjoy. A top 4.
Top 4.
I would say
maybe 4 films?
All right, my top 4.
Everyone loves lists.
I think depending on where I'm at in the day, in the week, in the month, depends on which one. If I had to narrow it down, if I had to look you in the eye and say, Corbin, this is my favorite movie, it would be Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Favorite movie.
That's a popular answer, I think.
Because that's a good movie. Yeah.
It is a good movie.
I mean, it's one, I grew up with the originals. Prequels were just starting.
That's when you grew up, when the prequels were starting?
Yeah.
Oh, I was a full-fledged adult.
Well, you're old. Yeah. And so I as a youth, the originals were the main source of what I watched. I had the Betamax, a little Betamax player in my room.
beta, like that's what the left-handed people had, was the Betamax.
We
All
had
those right-handed people had
all of
VHS.
them, but no one used the beta in our house. So I had episode 4, episode 5. I had Conan Barbarian. I had Red Sonja.
Oh, yeah.
And I had Cobra and Escape from New York. And those are the beta movies that I watched.
Can I just, you know what pissed me off about beta movies? Is that nobody had beta. And so whenever they went to the video store, because we had video stores back in the day, all the shit would be in stock. Like you could always rent whatever you wanted in beta because nobody had beta players. And then the VHS movies, you wanted to get something and it was always out.
Gone.
It was always not there. You had to reserve stuff. Phone in and can I reserve a movie? And then they'd call you to see if it was okay to reserve it. And they had like 2 copies.
Does that sound like when you were a teen?
That's why I sounded a little bit more pitchy, dog.
I liked, no one liked it at the time, going to a Blockbuster or a video store, but remembered it fondly, right? You think like, come on, Friday night, go to the store.
I used to take dates for that. Like part of the date was deciding what movie you wanted, and it was a commitment.
Well, yeah.
Like you look around, like you had to commit to this movie, and like that was a big deal.
Did you let your dates choose the movie, or did you was that part of your was that your judging? Were you judging people when they came in and got movies?
The particular girl that I did the movie store dates with, she knew that I had a particular liking, an affinity, if you will, for like the horror films, and she humored me with that. So I got to pick a lot of cool ass horror films from the 80s and 90s that I didn't get a chance to see. Because, it's tough to find a horror buddy.
Yeah.
Horror.
I don't like horror. Because it's scary.
Well, you don't like any... Okay. Here, let me tell you. Like, and I'm not sure if we've had this conversation before.
Our first question of this podcast, and we were just so far off. But go ahead.
This is why it's good, though, because it's supposed to lead to conversation. So, I think I've said to you this in real life, IRL.
Is that what that means?
The cool thing about horror movies, is that you can be completely terrified, but completely safe at the same time. Does that make sense? Like you're never in danger from watching a movie.
I'm with you.
Unless it's The Ring.
Because literally it comes through the movie. That's how it
comes through the movie. Yeah.
I mean, I get it. But then, you don't know. You don't know what's in your house when the movie turns on, the lights are off. Maybe that's when the hobo in your attic decides, you know what, this is where I'm gonna murder this man and eat him. Because he's watching the horror movie. I wasn't going to, because he was going to watch Little House on the Prairie.
You don't think that the murderer would be like, man, this dog's watching a horror movie. I'm not killing this guy. I dig this guy. He knows all the rules. He's probably a danger to me.
No, see, my mind goes immediately to prey. Like this is how I die.
I think that a seasoned killer would recognize games.
As in your killing game?
Like, yeah, because I know all the rules. Right. Like, I know how to defend myself.
This is going to turn into a murder podcast so fast. People love like those. And that was not the goal, but in 20 minutes from now, we're like, and then the husband woke up to, okay.
All right, so let's
go to a bed full of semen, and then that's a different podcast.
So give me, why is it your favorite movie?
I love Star Wars because I am a pleb and I'm just a normie, like everybody else. But yeah, mostly just that. Growing up as a youth, my little room, I had a lot of cool friends that I always hung out with and talked to. Is what I would say, other than being in my room alone while watching a Betamax. And yeah, I just started youthfully watching Star Wars and. The Quint, now spoilers for a 45-year-old movie. It's one of the first times I remember watching a film that really upended the narrative. Yeah. Right? Because at that point, I was a kid watching action movies, and it was the same thing, right? Bad guy would almost win, and then the action guy or gal would come in and just win everything and kill everybody, and then you'd walk away from explosions, and it's super cool. But yeah, there was the moment of, hey, I'm your daddy, and then losing the jerk off hand. But they lose at the end of the movie, right? And that was one of the first ones, at least that I remember, of those Betamax movies. Because again, it's Conan, Red Sonja, and Cobra. But they lost. They lost at the end.
Let me ask you this. So how old were you approximately when we fell in love with Empire?
7, 8?
Do you think an 8-year-old was prepared for incest at that point?
No, I don't think I got it.
Luke and Leia kissing
I don't
each
think
other.
I got it.
Do you think they came up with that after the fact? Like, well, I got to make them sisters.
Oh, totally.
and
Yeah, he
brothers.
did not have that. That was not
Like,
in
there's
canon.
no
until
way
he got
they
to
had
third
that
movie. He's like,
prepared.
let's just make them. Let's just make them siblings.
Do you know how bad that would get rejected today? Like, everyone would be like it would be like some social injustice that incest was popularized in a mainstream movie.
How strong are they for going outside the norms and not being afraid to show love is love?
I don't know. What's the last incest movie you've watched?
Well, there's a lot, so that we're going to be here for a while.
Mine is Flowers in the Attic. Do you remember that movie?
Nope.
So Flowers in the Attic was a V.C. Andrews book, and it was definitely not my demographic for books. It's a female kind of dominated demographic. And what happened was it was this mom with her 4 kids, and the husband died. And the mom, because she didn't have any cash or whatever, had to go back to her parents' house, who were absolutely loaded, but disowned her for marrying this guy.
Of course they did.
And what happened is the grandmother forced her to lock the kids in the attic for years. They were in the attic. And the mom would be down taking part in all these parties.
Was it a big attic?
It was a huge attic because the mansion is huge. Because
so
they're
it was
loaded.
like a mansion-sized attic.
Yeah, they're mansion-sized.
So it's bigger than my bedroom as a child.
The older sister and the older brother were so lonely, and they were their support system, that there was an incestual relationship there.
Okay.
Yeah. And anyway, people die, and they got out, and it's a whole series
Spoilers.
of books, but that's the only one that made the movie, and it was messed me up.
Yeah. How old were you when you saw this?
I saw Flowers in the Attic probably in 1989, but I didn't get the incestual undertones until probably like 5 years later when I watched it again, because why not?
You said, you know what? I don't know. Do you have a sister?
I don't have a sister. I have 2 brothers. Not incestual.
No. Did that ever make you think like, oh man, should I be kissing my brothers?
No.
Not at all.
No, definitely not. Because you want to know who the sister was?
Yeah.
Christy Swanson.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who's brother?
Dude. Some guy. Some blonde guy.
Christy Swanson.
Yeah.
No one other than the 3 people your age are going to know who Christy Swanson is.
Come on. So Christy Swanson, for the uninitiated, is the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Hot for days. Here's the top 3.
Yep.
From my childhood.
Okay, go.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Christy Swanson's number 1.
No. She's just top 3.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
So Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
Winnie Cooper from The Wonder Years.
Yep. Wonder Years.
And Kelly Kapowski from Saved by the Bell.
Kelly.
That's it. Like those are my 3 crushes.
Yep. Yeah, that's fair. Pink Ranger from Power Rangers.
I was out on the Pink Ranger.
I know you're too old, but
no, I watched. I was forced to watch it with my brothers. The drama with the Green Ranger.
Yeah. Rewinding to let's get back on this incestuous topic.
Yeah.
I think we really found a
good
footing.
niche, yeah.
Our foundation of this podcast is
like if your sister, you have a sister.
I do have a sister. I do have an much older sister. Yes.
Okay, so I don't remember what your sister looks like, but if she was super
Looks like me,
hot
but blonde,
and you
with
were
blonde
locked
hair.
in an attic,
Yes.
huh?
Would we
Would you kiss at least?
kiss each other?
Yeah.
I would say probably not.
Yeah.
Simply because
It's gross.
It's gross. Fair enough. But I'm going to assume if it's a big mansion attic, they're going to have those creepy big mirrors in them.
Yeah.
And the problem is, if there's my reflection, I will always find myself much more attractive than my sister. So even if she's the only other human being there, like I'll look off to my right and there's a mirror of me and I'll be like, hey, I got to go talk to this guy for a while.
Have you ever looked in a mirror and said to yourself, don't ever die?
I've looked in the mirror and said, we should stop doing what we're doing right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've said don't ever die to myself.
And so far, you're successful.
I'm doing good. I'm making it.
Top other movies other than the one I just told you about is going to be Die Hard.
Oh, yeah.
Has to be.
I watch it every Christmas.
Every Christmas, and that's a good segue to Christmas Vacation.
Okay. That's it. Oh, I like it.
And Big Trouble in Little China.
You know what? That's a movie that a lot of people just love.
It's
John Carpenter,
great.
Kurt Russell.
It is my favorite John Carpenter movie. I mean, it's one of my favorite movies.
Which tells me that you've never seen The Thing.
I have seen The Thing.
Is it too scary for you?
I watched it young, and I'm surprised it got me by. That's not a sentence. I'm surprised I got through it as a child as I did. But I think it's one of those movies that as a child, again, it wasn't like the normal one, because again, does the bad guy win? Just these two dudes end up sharing a bottle of whiskey. One of them could be a monster. I don't even know if I was old enough to really understand that one of them could have or was the monster. But it's just that you kind of leave that as a child saying, well, okay, the good guy didn't win.
Listen,
they're both just going to die.
I think we both agree that Childs was the monster. And the theory is that Kurt Russell had, because he was making Molotov cocktails, that he had gasoline in that bottle that he handed Childs.
Okay.
And then what happened was, once Childs takes the drink, Kurt Russell smiles, kind of like, okay, I got you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's like, I know.
I haven't heard that. I heard the one where in the scene, you can only see Kurt Russell's breath in the snow.
Oh, okay.
The other guy doesn't have breath. I mean, that could have just easily been a filming issue. But I've heard that. You can visibly see Kurt Russell character's breath in the cold air, but not Childs.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. But because he's literally check it out the ending again if you have the balls to watch it again.
Well, it's be a homework topic one day.
No, not homework today. I got something better than that, because I want to piss on a movie I hate so much for the homework today. So.
So those are my...
Okay.
Sorry, that was your first question.
That was my first question.
And I talked for 20 minutes. So that's, that is my answer, big and small. Thank you, and thank you for asking.
That's a good one. I think that was a good discussion.
Where does that... I mean, that was your list. So if you didn't know me, would you talk to me if you found out that was my list?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a respectable list.
Okay.
Because I love all of those movies.
They're all great.
They're all great movies.
Yeah. I would love to do a full episode rundown of Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, I'd have to watch it again.
We'll watch it again. But just the, again, against convention, not the action star. He's just a buffoon. And his sidekick is the actual action star of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, love it. We're going to have to come to that.
But Die Hard is arguably the best action movie ever.
Easily. Yep.
Ever.
Yep.
And it's not even close.
This is a super boring podcast because I agree with you 100% and zero
we should be fighting about something.
Yeah, let's...
Okay, can you tell me this? I got another question for you. Why don't you like vegetables?
Ooh, that's... Oh, God, I feel like it's like a Jerry Springer question here.
Yeah.
I am still a child, and I like things that make the darkness go away. But I also have a lot of allergies because they don't have a lot of good genes in the family.
When did the allergies start?
Right away.
Seriously?
Right out of the gate. Yeah.
Because I feel like this thing is just a fad from the last 7 years that people all of a sudden got allergies in the last decade.
We can bring my sweet dear mother on, and it has been allergies from day one. We had to abandon our family farm because I was allergic to all the horses.
Really?
We had a cutting ranch. We raised cutting horses for cutting cattle, but I was just dying, deathly allergic to horse dander. We had to move into the town. Yeah, it was sad. I don't think the family ever forgave me.
Wow.
Yeah. And to cope.
Are the lambs still screaming, Clarice?
Still screaming, Clarice. Oh yeah, we'll don't worry. You and I will get into the drama and why it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, lots of allergies, lots of apparently I did do the fancy doctor allergy test thing. I don't mean to dox this person. Yeah. And I apologize.
Yeah.
But his name was Dr. Doctor.
Dr. Doctor?
Dr. Doctor was his name.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And when I went there and I went into the office and the nurse lady, she was like, okay, Dr. Doctor, we'll come in and see you right away. And I looked at her, that same look you just gave me, and she sees it and she goes, oh, don't make any jokes. Just hard shuts it down. And I'm like, oh, but you just... Come on, you cannot
imagine the amount of shit this guy's heard in his lifetime.
Right, but you also have to be aware of yourself.
Yeah.
Right? You can't be like, hi, I'm Gerald Gravedigger, and go dig graves, because you have to have a bit of a sense of humor. His name was already Doctor before he chose
this.
He chose to do the thing his name says. Like if I was a person who tanned hides,
Yeah.
and I was Tanner the Tanner, I better have a fucking good sense of humor about it.
Yeah.
And this guy didn't. Like, he came in, he was stone cold out of the gate. Side note, did the test, allergic to a bunch of trees and grass, and my body thinks fruits and vegetables are the trees because they share a protein. So my body attacks it like it's a tree.
Okay.
And then, so I've had allergies my whole life. It sucks. There's a couple things I can eat, but I really hate, and I shouldn't care. Let's go back to the point. But I really hate how people who do have allergies, specifically people who have more or less than me, but expect everyone else to abide by it. Because I have lived my years just having to suck it up and just avoid it and say, oh, no, it's fine. You guys go ahead and have your food. I'll sit here and I'll just sit here. And
I have to adjust the grocery list for my children.
Yeah.
Because of all the restrictions at the school.
Yeah. I just had to go to school, and it was just beyond Thunderdome.
Now, granted,
I just hope the best.
Kids' lives are at stake, I guess. So I guess I gotta care about that.
There's a lot of kids.
But I mean, at the same time, like,
kids.
learn to live. Like, just learn to live.
Yeah, you gotta learn how to duck and dive. If you don't learn how to dodge the bad stuff, you're not gonna get ready for adulthood.
Right?
They don't dodge that in adulthood. Celery, man.
Let me ask you this: What would be the best vegetable to die from?
Like I'm going on my tombstone.
You're going on your tombstone. You could choose to die. You choose which vegetable you get to die with. What are you choosing?
I would say it would be, cucumber.
Do you remember what cucumber tastes like?
No.
Could you have cucumber vodka?
It depends on what they put in it. Because a lot of the ones are just flavored, but sometimes put like real bits of cucumber in there.
So you'd go with cucumber?
Yeah, because I think you would intentionally not say what happened. Right? You say, thank you for gathering us today on the day of the death of Tanner. We're all very sad that the obviously we don't need to get into the details of what happened, but the cucumber incident in which he died. We just let's take a moment to acknowledge his, and then we just leave it at that.
No, I'm getting up there and I'm telling everybody.
Most people are gonna be like, oh, he ate a cucumber, but some people are gonna be like, what did he do with the cucumber? Where did he put the?
Yeah.
I'd say because that one is more mysterious than grapes.
Yeah, and it's
right.
Yeah,
so I'd say cucumber because you don't know, a little bit of mystery.
Do you remember cucumbers as a kid, like liking them?
I remember a friend poured salt on them, which I thought was super weird. Like, pour salt on a cucumber and eat it. That's all I remember about cucumbers. Yeah.
I like cucumbers.
Yeah. It doesn't surprise me.
Let me ask you this.
Robots with cucumbers.
What is again, I'm asking you random stuff now.
Yeah.
I want to know
we're only on question 2 of this whole thing.
This is like question 4.
Okay.
What is the dumbest thing that's considered a crime that you don't think should be a crime?
Oh, gosh.
I'll tell you what should be a crime, though.
Okay.
Men who have hair.
Yeah. Thank you.
Because I don't have the most hair.
Spoilers.
And they choose to get bad haircuts. That should be a punishable offense.
Explain to me what. A, that's not a crime. But
it's a crime.
What's your definition of a bad haircut? Like you said, they're choosing to get
fucking the mullet things that I see nowadays. Those mullets,
they've really picked back up mullets.
They're awful.
Yeah.
How is there any sex appeal in that?
I mean,
I guess they're saving it for the rest of us, but my God. So first off, fuck them. Okay, for having a mullet.
Such people with hair. When
you could have a haircut, like a real, honest to God, anything haircut.
Yeah.
What's another one I don't like? I don't.
Why does that matter?
Why does that matter? Because I don't have it. That's why I want it.
That's right.
But I feel like they're wasting it.
Right. Okay.
You have a God gift.
Yeah.
And you're fucking wasting it.
Yes. But you know what?
Bastard. It matters. That's why I'm mad.
Wow, it does matter. But you know why?
So mad.
But you know why it's good though? You know why it's good, Corbin, is that one of the recent teen girl magazines that I have subscriptions to said that most women, when asked to describe their preferred male hairstyle, like the number one by like a lot is salt and pepper bearded.
Salt and pepper beard?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm
looking at one right now. Look at it.
I have a beard that's salt and pepper, but I don't have hair that's salt and pepper.
They said a beard, salt and pepper beard.
Really?
That was number one.
Well,
so you're the majority of women find you more attractive than every other human being.
You said these are teenagers, though, is what you said.
Yep. Yeah. It is. It is, in fact. Well, I mean, hey, you roll that daddy issue thing for yourself. You got it, right?
That's fair. So what is it? What's the dumbest thing that's considered a crime, or sorry, that's called a crime that you don't think should be a crime?
Probably drinking in public.
Drinking in public, hey?
Yeah.
Like Vegas, you just walk around with it.
I mean,
New Orleans.
It says everywhere else that does it, the big places like you just said, it's not a big deal because people are going to drink. If they want to drink, they're going to drink. They want to drink booze, and if they're going to drink in public, they're going to drink in public. We've all gone to things and did it, and festivals.
And if something's not like taboo, then you don't make a big deal or
it doesn't matter.
A big production of it. Oops, sorry guys.
Because it's just a big waste of time. Who cares? Now they're drinking out of brown paper bags. No one cares.
Yeah.
I think that mostly just to facilitate my rampant alcoholism, to bring it to a personal level.
Yeah.
To why it matters, but it's practical. You know, I don't think it matters if you drink in public.
Like you go to
don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and drive.
Those guys are dumb.
You just if you want to walk around the park and crush a couple coolers.
Yeah.
Maybe a brisket.
Just put it in the recycling after you're done.
God, don't litter.
Don't litter.
Oh,
I hate litters.
Littering is worse than the hair thing you were just talking.
I don't know about that. Mine's a capital offense.
Would you rather your son be a litterer or have a mullet?
I rather. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I rather him be a litterer.
A litterer. Wow, the hair really hits home for you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's right now. Have you seen my son? He's got a gift of a full. And you know what?
Full head of hair.
He's growing. It's so long. It's almost down to his shoulders now.
Good for him.
And I'm like, not even telling him to cut it ever because I'm like, dude, you're not going to have that for very long. So just enjoy it while you can.
Because the Corbin genes are going to catch up to you in a 23 and it's gone.
And you know what? It's soul crushing. You don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
It's soul crushing.
Yeah.
If someone mentions it, you just want to smoke them one.
When I had longer hair for a while.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Yeah.
I did not get any compliments from anybody except from bald men. I would, bald men I know or work with, all of them were like, "Hey, your hair is really good."
That's what we appreciate.
And they look at you and they're like, "Don't lose it. Don't lose it, son.
Don't lose that.
You don't understand what you have." And they're all, yeah. It's just the only people that give me compliments. It was nice, you guys were. I felt like it was nice compliments, but don't drink in public. Or no, do drink in public.
No,
is what I decided. Yeah. Is mine.
Okay,
that's my
answer
answer to
that
question.
I like that answer. All right, what's the most annoying thing that people do that you actually care about?
You know what it is really lately?
Yeah,
is I don't know when this started.
Okay,
is people on the telephones.
Yeah.
The cellular telephones.
Yeah, the cellular phones.
Which I'm going to say it again because it's a phone.
Yeah.
Right? And since I've been alive, phones can do the thing with the ear and you hold it up to your ear, then you talk into the bottom piece.
Yeah.
And now everyone, when they're on a phone, they just hold it up and put it on speakerphone and walk around and talk on a speakerphone. And it drives fucking batty. Because I don't want to listen to your conversation. No one wants to listen to you talk because you don't matter. And what you're saying doesn't matter. And you're just filling the empty void with your nonsense and your talking, and it drives me nuts. I would rather drink open beer cases with someone in the park than listen to random people talking on the phone.
I don't want to listen to what they have to say on the phone.
It's never good.
Like
it is, and it's always the dumbest things. Like I'm like, okay, so Sally came across the other day, and she had like the wrong shoes on, and then we went and got her belly button pierced, and it was like super great, and like I can't even have my belly button pierced. This one because this other one.
Is there a demographic that mostly you think the young kids mostly do this?
No, old people do it too. It has just become a thing. I don't.
My son, when he first picked up a cell phone, and I told him to call his mom.
Yeah,
he didn't know because there's no house phone here.
Right. Okay.
So he didn't know what to do with the phone. So he started holding it up like this, and I'm like, what the? And I literally said to him, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, you look like an idiot. Like, put the phone to your ear and talk." And he didn't. You know what? Maybe they don't know.
Maybe he's from the future. And he came back in time, and he's like, what is this device?
I think a bunch of these kids just don't know. This is how you use a phone.
That's probably more likely. Get him Back to the Future.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, that's what annoys me. You come right to the core of me.
Do you prefer people who tell long stories, kind of piggybacking off what we just said?
Yeah.
Piggybacking off that saying, people who tell long stories, or The Big Bang Theory?
Oh, they're both so good. I've only probably watched the first season of The Big Bang Theory.
You watched the whole season of that shit?
I probably got through a season, yeah.
Oh my God.
On. I mean, they really say, like, hey, we like pop culture games. So that, yeah.
It's so weird. We classify each other possibly as kind of partial nerds at some point, but it is the worst fucking show.
It doesn't sit well with me. That it feels forced nerd.
Oh,
yeah. Because they still try and be like, hey, look, you're nerds and you're scientist nerds, but there's still a super hot, sexy blonde lady that's going to come marry you one day. And no, there isn't. No, there will not be.
That was always Katie Sackhoff too.
Yeah. It ain't going to happen. You're going to be alone and gross forever.
Wait, was Trisha Helfer on that show too? She had to be.
Battlestar or on...
No, on Big Bang. She must have shown up on Big Bang.
I don't know. I've only watched the first season, man. I don't know.
Oh, man.
No idea. Blossom is on that show.
Blossom, yeah.
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 I remember that.
Not hot, though.
No, I mean, she's smart.
She's not anyone's dream.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, she seems nice.
I bet she does a great job at Jeopardy.
Yeah. Did they? I thought they fired her. I thought they wouldn't.
No, I think what she does is she does like part-time, and then Ken Jennings. Why are we talking about Jeopardy? Ken Jennings fills in, and then she comes back, and then they just take turns.
Yeah, I mean, good right. Yeah, I don't think Blossom's bringing home the bacon.
So long stories then, people who tell long stories?
Well, I've told 4 since we sat down.
Well, I'm asking you the questions to tell the story though, so it's different.
I like a long story. I like a long joke that goes nowhere. Like I like a long joke with a 3-second punchline that your first reaction is like, why the shit did I have to sit through that? I love those jokes. Segue, I'm going to tell you a story. Okay? True story.
Yeah.
I have a cousin.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. My cousin's a farmer.
Okay.
Because we live in an area full of farmers, which is also true. And this one time I was helping him, and we were probably young. We were probably 16, we'll say. And we were out in his field on his tractor farming, which people do. And unfortunately, it was a very hot day in the summer, 40 above, which it gets here, which is true. And his tractor broke down. It's too hot in the tractor. So we didn't really know exactly where to go because we were young and we were quite far from the house. So he's like, you know what? I know how to get back to the house. Let's walk. So him and I decided to walk through this field, 40 above. You start sweating immediately. And I'm in super great shape as a human being, especially when I was younger. But, you start feeling quite a bit.
Okay.
And after about 20 minutes of just fields and fields and fields as far as the eye could see, we finally came across an abandoned barn and a well. And there was thankfully kind of a rope system and a thing. We looked down and it's all pitch black. And my cousin says, hey, do you think there's anything down there? And I said, I don't know. I got to throw something down there. So he pulls out a coin out of his pocket and he throws it down the well, listens. Nothing. And then I said, okay, well, you idiots, you got to throw something a bit bigger than a coin. You're not going to hear a coin in deep water. So we look around and 10 feet from us is an old beat up garbage transmission that's just sitting on the ground. I said, great, pull that up. So pick up the string and go, here, I'll throw it in and water.
Okay.
Perfect. Great. So let's make this bucket work. So we're figuring out this rope with this bucket. And then behind us, we are coming a lot closer. And there's a goat charging at us, head down, snorting, super angry, just coming at us full tilt.
Okay.
So we run around to the other side of the well to dodge this goat. And it jumps up over the well and goes straight down. Just jumps straight into the well. First go. And it splashes and you just stop hearing noise right away. And I look at my cousin and he looks at me and we kind of stand there frozen for a little bit. And we say, what do we do? And we probably stood there for about 10 minutes talking, trying to figure out our life for too long. And lo and behold, a farmer pulls up. Some kind of neighbor, I assume, some old man gets out. And he says, oh, what are you guys doing here? Can I help you? And we said, yeah, sorry, we're so-and-so and our tractor broke down and we're just trying to find the house to get back there. But we're thirsty. We wanted to get some water. And he says, oh, yeah, that's fine. You go ahead. And he starts looking around. And he goes, you boys by chance haven't seen a goat? And I kind of look at my cousin, and he looks at me and I say, well, there was this goat that came running at us, but it jumped up and it jumped into this well. Like it just jumped into the well. And he goes, well, it couldn't have been my goat. My goat was tied to an old transmission.
You know,
See, it's not a really funny joke, is it? It's just, I love that walk to get there to that one line. I don't know why I like that joke. It's not that funny of a joke, but
because about halfway through, I'm like, okay, this is a fucking joke.
yeah, it's not a good joke, but I love that walk. I love that walk to get there.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So I like long stories.
You're married, yeah?
I am married. Yeah.
Okay. How many girls did you date before you got married?
Date?
Yeah.
4?
4?
Yeah, 4.
How many other girls did you propose to?
None. I was lucky in that I was able to learn from my parents what not to do.
Okay.
So I learned early on that I needed to be able to love myself, both mentally and spiritually and physically.
Yeah, physically.
Yeah, very much so.
Release yourself, Tanner.
Release myself. Yeah, it's code for masturbating. And did that. Had a couple dates and, dated a few girls. And, I was always able to kind of tell early on, you know what, just, I can tell I'm not going to be 100%.
Okay.
And that it may have been juvenile and rush. There's a couple longer ones in there, but hold it off. And I got into my later 30s and I met my wife.
Later 30s?
Or sorry, later 20s.
Later 20s.
I think where I was there.
Yeah.
Later 20s, and I met my wife.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time it kind of took me aback was we went to I took her to a movie, maybe date 2 or 3.
Sure.
The first step is she's super hot, like right out of the gate. I was like, okay, great. You look fantastic. Check. And yeah, first or second day went to a movie. And movies growing up, as we have talked about, were always really important, right? We were not a churchy religious family. We didn't really do anything, but the one thing we kind of did as a family every once in a while was movies. So it was always a big thing for us going to the theater, doing that. So her and I went to the movies, and I'm very particular on what I like and what I don't like when it comes to getting the popcorn you get or what kind of drink you get or, you have your thing.
You have your system.
You have your system when you go. So go up there, order the popcorn, order the pop, fully prepared for her to order whatever she wants. And she suggested, can we share the popcorn?
Okay.
I said, all right, that's fair.
Yeah.
I never eat them all anyway.
Was this before or after flavor shaker things were out?
We'll get there.
Okay. All right.
Right now, because that's the next thing I'm going to say. Right. Is she then asks the guy behind the counter, can I get the dill pickle shaker? And right as soon as you said it, in my mind, I'm like, we're done.
Wow.
That's it.
It's over.
It's done. I'm done. I'm out. See ya. Thanks for coming out. And she's hot.
Yeah.
But that's the point. You said, you know what? You're stepping on my thing here now.
What would you have chosen?
Nothing. I'm a butter and salt guy.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like the flavors. So
I switch it up. I like dill pickle every once in a while.
Robots do though.
Big
robots
fan of dill
like
pickle.
the switch up because they look more human. So right then and there, I lost it. And she goes, yeah. She goes, and I need another bag because, we'll just pour it in because I don't want to pour it all over your popcorn. And immediately redeems herself.
Oh.
Yeah. Just
immediately
redeems herself. And I remember that moment going like, oh, wow, geez. She didn't just assume we had to do it her way. She's going to, So that was first. I was like, oh, okay, there's something here. And then the next date after that, I think she had said she liked to play video games. And I was like, okay, Lydia. I mean, yeah, of course you do. Yeah. You played Mario 3 once,
like Pac-Man.
and maybe you got a farm sim on your phone, and okay, I like games. And so the next one, I was having a date at my house.
Yeah,
and she was going to bring a game over.
Okay.
So I was getting ready for draw your hats with Kyle Irving, something ridiculous. So she rolls in and she pulls out her Resident Evil game out of her purse, and not one of the main Resident Evil games, like the Resident Evil, and I don't remember what it is.
Like Outbreak.
Like the Rivals one, where it's kind of like the team swarm shooter.
Yeah.
Like the one that no one played.
Yeah.
Like no one played this game.
No one.
And so she pulls out, she's like, this is the new one that just came out. I love Resident Evil. So she starts playing, puts it in. I was like, oh, wow, okay. And I never played it before, And so I'm kind of like learning the tanky controls, and I'm learning how to do it. And she's already like, she's in, like she's locking in, she's lighting up zombies, she's crawling over buses and dropping grenade launchers, and she immediately starts getting pissed at me. and I mean like ups, like she's a competitive lady, and she's immediately just like, okay, no, you need to no,
doing
fucking,
it wrong.
what do you, no, get out of the fucking sewer. What are you doing in the sewer? Get up here and grab this gun. No, you're fucking walking that. Like, she's immediately started getting mad. And then I was like, all right, this chick's got something. I like where she's coming from. And now 10 years later.
So how old were you when you got married then?
Oh man, you're asking hard questions. 30.
30.
Yeah.
What do you think is like the ideal age to get married nowadays?
I liked getting married at 30.
30?
We both had jobs. We both had money. We were able to do what we wanted. We were able to do it ourselves. We were able to invite who we wanted. We did a destination wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah. I that felt right for us.
Yeah.
Some people get married super young.
That's what I was going to ask you next. I was going to say, do you think that marriage when you're too young gets in the way of progress?
I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to people, right? You get those weird people that like meet when they're 16 in high school, and then they're married for like 79 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That doesn't happen anymore.
Doesn't it? Well,
And you know what? Those people are so annoying.
so annoying.
Since 12 years old.
That's the first thing they bring up. Like, oh, my husband of like 30 years. It's like, you're 34. Well, we just met so young.
We met so young.
Oh, it's so annoying.
I didn't marry my wife. She's not going to like this when she hears this.
Okay.
But
She's not going to listen to
I
this.
refused to marry my wife. I refused. I just didn't propose until she had full-time employment. Like, she was in
Okay.
school when we met.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, once you get full-time employment, then we'll get married. Because I'm not,
Why did it matter?
because I wasn't paying for everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not cheap, but I'm not generous either.
Paired. Yes. Frugal. And she had full-time employment?
She did it, and
Okay.
then I immediately, proposed. And we were at 27.
And you
when we
were
got married.
divorced 3 years later.
No. Oh, we're still together. Amazingly.
I've met your wife.
Yeah.
I enjoy your wife.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, she's good people.
I do too.
Yeah.
She scared the shit out of me tonight. Did you see that?
Yeah. Literally just before we turned this on, we got the door closed. We're keeping it nice and quiet down here. And you go to the door and I just hear you start screaming like a girl.
She scared the shit. I opened the door and she's literally leaning into the door,
Yeah.
trying to hear what we're saying. And I was trying to walk out. That scared the shit out of me.
You did scream. Yeah.
Like,
Because you watch scary movies and then you're prepared for death. See, I don't watch them. I wouldn't have been scared.
what's the difference between a scary movie where someone's trying to kill you
Yeah.
versus an action movie where someone's trying to kill you?
Sound and cinematography
All right.
is the difference. I think.
Would you say you're a pussy?
Oh, when it comes to that?
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
Yes, absolutely.
You
Like,
know-
I won't watch them.
Well, I'm sorry. One time, Homework is going to be a scary movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
At one point.
I'm not going to come back well.
I want you to be scarred like I am.
It's not going to come back well.
Political correctness.
Okay.
Has it gone too far?
No, it's fine.
No?
Next
Is
question.
It's fine?
We had, what was the joke? We had on the show we just did, we naturally came up with a joke.
Yeah.
One of our coworkers
Yeah.
was blind in the show. And
Yes.
she made a joke against deaf people.
Which I love. I
And
thought that was hilarious.
It was such a funny joke.
The blind person was disgusted that deaf people existed.
Yeah, just full on hatred of deaf people, even though she's blind. And it was a great, and she just pulled it out of her ass, and it was a great pitch, and we all burst out laughing when we practiced it. But they pull away, and I mean, this was a pretty graphic show.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a Toxic Avenger.
Toxic
it was
Avenger,
Toxic
the musical.
Avenger, the musical, and it's a graphic show.
Yeah.
Innuendos. And that was the only thing that the production crew pulled away from was this deaf joke. And for the life of me, I couldn't understand why.
I thought it was perfectly timed to go there with everything else that we were doing.
So I think political correct is all over the map. I think it's whatever works for whomever wants it to work. And I don't know. I think funny is funny. And as soon as you start stepping on what people can say or can't say, you're going to lose.
How easy is it to offend you?
Yeah, I won't be offended by anything.
Yeah, right? Like, I don't get offended by stuff.
No, you can say whatever you want.
Say whatever you want.
You know why?
Why?
Because I don't care.
Because I don't care.
'Cause I don't care.
I don't care what the other person's opinion is.
I don't care what any of you want to say or think. It doesn't matter to me.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, why do we care? Why do people care so much? And they're like,
Yeah.
And then you know what I don't like? I don't like when people get offended for someone else.
Oh, yeah, that's big now, too.
Like, isn't that huge?
I
People
can't
I can't believe that person did that to you,
You're
and I'm
eating a
offended
taco
for
and
you.
you're not Mexican, you racist.
Right?
Yeah.
What do you say to someone you've offended?
I don't know.
How do you fix it?
I don't think I try. I just say, yeah, all right.
Say,
Go
you say, come on, pull your pants up. You're fine.
No, I just
Pat
say,
him on the
all right,
back.
go be offended. If that's what you
Yeah.
need to do, you go ahead. Because I don't think about you at all. So if you want to go be offended, go for it.
And here's the thing. Nothing happens when you're offended.
True.
Like, no one's ever been like, I'm offended and my leg got hurt. Like, that doesn't, like, nothing happens.
No.
Like, literally, you get offended and nothing happens.
Because the universe doesn't care.
Because nobody cares.
No, it doesn't matter.
I just don't get it.
Yeah, you can be as mad as you want, which is okay. If you want to get mad, go ahead and get mad. But the universe doesn't owe you anything, and neither does anybody else. The only person I would care about is probably my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to offend my wife.
No.
But I want to try.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause if I get her good, like, I'm going to laugh at that.
I mean, it's still be funny.
Right?
Yeah.
And she's going to get over it.
Yeah.
Is it like
She's got a full-time job, so she can leave you anytime.
We're in a committed relationship.
She can leave you at any time.
She
She's got a
could.
full-time job.
But if you're going to, like,
So if you waited till she didn't and you locked her into cash,
yeah.
you know, then you can make fun of her as she wants. But now she's got a full-time job. She can just leave you.
So early in our relationship, so my wife's a teacher.
Okay.
And she majored in art. So you make an art teacher joke, like, like she didn't like that.
No.
So I did it a lot.
Yes.
Back then. I don't now. I've grown.
Because you've done them all.
But man, did I hammer home those, like, just like my friend, he's a gym teacher. Fucking, that's not a job.
No.
Gym teacher's not a job. What are you teaching?
It's really not. Very, very little.
You know how many unathletic kids come out of school?
Hi.
What are you
Yeah,
teaching them, Mr. Gym Teacher?
Yeah.
Nothing.
I remember our gym teachers taught us sex ed.
Yeah.
And the one that taught us was a 60-year-old overweight man who wore the short gym shorts and like skin tight polos. And he taught us sex ed.
Yeah.
And to this day, I still don't know where the vagina is.
I'm still looking. My wife is very patient.
My wife is super patient. Yeah. But I mean, the lights go off and I don't know what I do.
We don't know what. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
That's a new bruise.
I start at the heel and I just hope for the best.
Just try your best.
And
that's all you can.
Yeah. I just do.
Just try my best.
I go there, hope for the best.
Yeah.
That's all one can do.
Yeah.
I think people, this is what you are going to expect. Our next one we're going to do, I'm going to turn the tables on Corbin.
I got more questions for you.
Right? Well, what?
More? Yeah, I've got like a couple more questions.
Where are we at? Hold on, we're at 53.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Okay, questions go, and I'm not gonna talk forever like I do all the time.
I got one more question.
Okay, hold on.
And then the important question, the reason why we're here.
Oh God, we're not even at the important. I apologize. Okay, hold on. Let me get ready.
Okay.
Okay, go.
What character are you in a murder mystery?
Mr. Green.
Mr. Green?
Yeah.
Are you directly referring to the movie or just the game?
I'm directly referring to the movie Clue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which I respect.
Yeah. I'm glad you're there with me because Mr. Green. Yeah.
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 Not Wadsworth.
Nope. I'm going to play the dumb person
and then
until you find out that I'm actually the dumb person.
Was ending number 3 the best ending?
Is that the one where Green shoots?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I think that's
he also shot. He actually shot all 3 of them.
He shoots all. Is that the true ending?
Yeah. They said, but here's what really happened. And then everybody was.
Yeah. Everyone's a part of it. Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Green.
Are we going to go to the new Clue movie that comes out?
Ooh, probably. Yeah, but man, I don't have any hope for remakes.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, but isn't The Rock in it too?
Is The Rock in it?
I think so. I think The Rock is in it too.
I'd like to see The Rock. You know what? I'd like to see The Rock in a murder. I'll watch any murder mystery right now.
Yeah.
Murder mysteries are great now. They're like very popular with the Glass Onions. After Party on Apple TV has been amazing.
The Mercutio Pro is coming back. Mercutio.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
The Murder in Venice.
Murder in Venice.
Murder on the Orient Express.
Oh yeah, Paul Poirot.
Weren't you asked to be in one of those plays?
I just watched it. Haunting it. And yeah, no, I was in a Agatha Christie play. And we were just asked to be in
an Agatha
Mousetrap
Christie play. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't read that one.
Sorry. look at that. We were way off topic on that one because okay, answered. Mr. Green, go. Next question.
Green. Okay, so now when you do care about something, tell everybody, how does Tanner cope? What's your coping mechanism?
My go-to is there's a bit of a decompression time for myself.
Yeah.
I've really leaned that into probably playing video games.
Mm-hmm.
And ironically, it is the nonsense go-to like shooters that mean nothing. So like when I'm playing vids and I want to vid out, like I'm gonna get.
We say that? Is that something we say? We say vid?
Yeah, I say vids.
You think you'd have enough time to finish the whole word?
No, video game. That's man.
I play a video game.
We are running out of time. If I say video game for everything, a video, it's odd. No, vids. If I'm crushing vids,
I don't like this.
Like RPG, like something like deep, like engrossing decision making, combats. Like I love it. But if I'm in that downward, I just need to decompress some time.
Yeah,
I will throw on a COD. I will throw on a Battlefield, and I just zone out and let my fingers do what they do, and probably within 40 minutes
because it's not a it's not a story driven thing.
No, it's just that it just gives my brain that to come back down.
Yeah,
let that vent of body.
Yeah.
That's the quickest way to get me back to normal.
Yeah.
To kind of reset myself, and I find, I know some people find those shooters stressful, but I mean, I don't care what my ratios are, so I just sit back and
describe ratios to someone who doesn't know what they are.
So a KD ratio? Oh man, so look at this.
I'm a noob when it comes to because I get dizzy when I watch first-person games. I have an affliction with vertigo. I get vertigo.
Can we never say how old we are? Because I want the people who listen to this to really not understand how old you are.
I'm 24 years old.
Sure. We're both 24 years old.
Yeah.
We're not the same age, but we'll both be 24. A KD ratio is your kill to death ratio.
Okay.
So for most shooters, the dweebs really want high kills and low deaths because that means you're fucking good at the game.
Right.
Right? So
I thought if you die, you're out.
Well, no, you just respawn back into it.
What the fuck's the point?
Because then you go, because it's usually there's like a little mission. You like capture the flag or hold the point, and you just.
It should be like dodgeball, where someone kills you. Yeah. You're out of the fucking game.
There are those types of games too, like one and done. Like you're shot, you're out. Like those do exist.
So the battle royale game. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with someone last week.
Sure.
Can you directly correlate the existence of battle royale games?
Yeah.
To the Hunger Games books?
No, Hunger Games came way before Battle Royale games did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Can you attribute the games existing because the Hunger Games? Like they stole, like if I'm the author of the Hunger Games, I am suing all of these game companies. Like that's my idea in my book.
Yeah.
The whole thing about the area coming down, getting smaller, scavenging for guns, all that stuff, flying down from the sky.
Yeah.
Everything's from the Hunger Games. They stole it.
Yeah. I mean, but the Hunger Games stole their story from a Japanese movie.
Which called The Hunger Games?
I'm blanking on the title here now. But it's actually called Battle Royale.
Oh.
It's a Japanese movie.
Okay.
And they stole that because that came first. So she stole that from Battle Royale, which is a Japanese movie. So I would say the Battle Royales, specifically PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, PUBG, if you will, which was not the first, but it was kind of the main one to start. Probably pulled more from that.
Did you play PUBG?
I did when it came out.
We're gonna have a guy on here eventually.
Yeah,
and I think he still pumps out PUBG.
Still crushes
4
PUBG.
to 5 nights a week.
Wow.
Divorced guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't have his.
You didn't have to say that.
His son who lives with him is like 17 years old, and he just crushes PUBG. If you go into his computer room in the basement, there's a fucking hole in his wall that he punched in it.
Oh, he's a freak out gamer.
Because he lost at PUBG. And we're going to ask him about that when he gets on the show.
I've never been a thrower. I've never been a puncher. If you lose this. It doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't matter, but I've broken a controller once.
Oh, what were you playing?
God, what was I playing? That could have been Metal Gear. One of the Metal Gears back in the day.
Oh,
it was on the PlayStation 3, and I remember I had to get up and go get a new controller. I'm like, shit.
That is my answer to the original question, which I forget what it was now.
How do you cope?
How do I cope? That's my go-to start is to vid out.
Okay.
Honestly, the doing stage work with you.
Yeah. That was really therapeutic.
Really therapeutic.
Really?
Yeah.
Therapeutic.
I would have a long day doing my usual 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Which is like a 9 to 9. And then I would go do rehearsal for 4 hours after that.
Yeah.
And those 4 hours would rejuvenate me more, where I would be feeling way better than I would have after my 9 to 9.
Yeah. No, I think so.
Yeah. And I just think it's because we bought in. I mean,
as someone who is, and this is something I'll talk about in future episodes, is as someone who I have depression.
Yeah.
And it was super good for my depression.
Yeah.
Because you get a loss of motivation and a loss of, like, there's just a lot of things that happen to you when you have depression, and it kind of, it was a commitment, and I stuck to it, and it just felt really rewarding.
And I liked, and again, I don't want to trip on too much what we'll talk about next time, but how we approached that right out of the gate when we started getting that show that we did with you, where you brought it up and kind of approached with us as a group, which I thought was really good, getting kind of out. But yeah, I liked that. That turned out great. Part of that leads into why we started to do this.
Yeah.
Because it's an outlet it's a creation outlet.
Yeah.
That we both like to do. I would say by no means are you and I experts at this podcast internet thing.
No.
But we're going to keep doing it because we like to, and we have dual sit tones for vocal sounds.
Sound really good.
Which are sound good. Could you hit me with like a soft note?
You're listening to the sweet, sweet sounds of K95.
Oh.
Here's some Barry White.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, and it's all good. So I like creation. I like doing this. I write a lot of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
I write a lot of campaigns and one shots, and so that kind of creative outlet is really nice.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
This is going to be we've never talked about this outside of the podcast before.
No.
So I'm a nerdy guy. You can see what's in my room right now.
Yeah, we'll talk about what's going on here to the left of us.
You can see what's in here.
Yeah.
But when you first mentioned Dungeons and Dragons, I'm like, man, that guy's a nerd.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. And I fucking love it. And oh man, are we going to talk about it lots as the show goes on? I'm intentionally not talking about it this first one because we're going to bring it up so much.
All right.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah. What? Any other questions?
No.
I feel like I stuffed any.
No, that's the end of my questions.
Okay.
So that leads into today's top 5 list.
Okay. Top 5. Here we go.
Which is actually a top 7 list.
Okay.
I have ranked.
We're breaking the rule right out of the gate. Right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate.
Yeah. Is that your rule?
I thought to myself, I could do a top 5 here, but I really hate the last thing, number 7, that I had to mention it.
Okay.
This is the top 7 Mission Impossible movies.
Oh, good God.
First off, I want to recognize that I think the Mission Impossible movies are probably the best action franchise on the planet.
Wow.
I'm going to say that.
You did.
They're
just
that
said
good.
It. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Everyone at home, he is looking at me with the intent of like a pre-humanization hunter.
Yeah.
Like he's fucking.
I'm looking for food right now.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. My prey brain is kicking off.
The worst. So there's a big gap between 7 and 6. Because 7 is just so shitty.
Okay. How many? So are there 7 movies?
There's 7 movies.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So are you stopping at? I assume you're starting at the worst.
I'm starting at the worst.
Okay. Go. Worst.
Mission Impossible Part 2.
In 30 seconds or less, tell me why it's the worst.
John Woo is the director of this movie, and he just made a big triumph with the new Silent Night movie that nobody went to. So there's that. But this guy could have shaved off 35 to 40 minutes off this fucking movie if he did not do slow motion.
Yes,
Half
there was a lot of slow
the
motion.
movie is in slow motion.
Yeah, a lot of slow motion.
Okay,
In the movie.
and the stakes are like,
Some guy with long hair was mad at another guy with long hair because there was a
cool
crowd involved.
Stunts in the movie for sure, and the action is cool for sure, but there's just so much slow motion. Slowed the movie right down. Then what John Woo likes to do, and I'm not sure if he does it in his new movie, because I bet you he does.
He will.
He loves doves. He thinks doves
He does
are
love
amazing.
doves. It's true.
And
He does love
puts
doves.
flying doves in every part of this movie. Like it's just you're watching this movie and you're like, how many doves are in Mission
What was
Impossible?
the dove budget on MI2?
What is the dove budget for Mission
How many
Impossible?
doves died on MI2, do you think?
Anyway, Mission
Okay.
Impossible 2. That's just a side note. And the bad guy,
Those goddamn
it was just
doves.
not good. Second one, number 6, Mission Impossible 3. And not because it's bad, but because it feels super short to me. Like the movie itself is short, and the actual impossible missions I feel like I could have done them. Like it was like go get a
could
face.
have done the missions in Impossible
Go get
Mission.
a face at the church at the Vatican. I'm like, big deal. And then go. And the best part is they go do this whole thing about this Mission Impossible that they have to do, where they have to swing on a gondola, or not a gondola, but like a big wire, and he has to swing onto a building.
Yeah.
And then they go to do it, and then they skip showing any of it. They show him going in and then coming out, and none of the stuff of him actually doing it, because it's like, I don't know, we've ran out of ideas. And so you don't actually get to see any of the Mission Impossible stuff. So it's just okay. It's number 6 for a reason.
6 is out. Okay.
Yeah.
3 is 6. Okay.
Mission Impossible 4 is the next one. Mission Impossible 4. Brad Bird, who directed, which Disney flick was it? He did one of the Pixar flicks. And he immediately did a Mission Impossible 4. I'm like, this is going to be a disaster. And then it came out with one of the coolest sequences on that tall building in Qatar. Was it Qatar?
With the balls? Is it with China?
What's that?
He jumps off in China?
Jumps off in China.
In Hong Kong?
Jumps off in China and Hong Kong.
The one with the tower with the big ball sacks on it.
Tower with the big ball sacks on it. No, that's part 3. Yeah, that's part 3. We already talked about part 3.
When does Mel Gibson show up?
Mel Gibson does not show up.
Okay. I might be thinking of a different movie. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, so Mission Impossible 4, they did this whole sequence where he climbs on the flat windows with suction cups on the giant thing in Qatar.
Yeah.
Coolest action scenes ever. Just a really cool story. Anyway, I liked it.
Okay.
Mission Impossible, except what I don't like is that they bring in an actress by the name Paula Patton in that movie. Okay. Phenomenal to look at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
She did an excellent job with the action.
Okay.
And then they just said, fuck it, we're not bringing her back for another movie.
And that was it. And you wanted more.
And because she was such a good character in that one. She had a character arc and everything. Like it was like a real honest to goodness female character in an action movie, which you don't get very often.
So you're putting 4 in the middle, not so much that it was a bad movie, just that it didn't live up to what it should have lived up to.
No, when I look at number 4, it's still amazing. It's amazing. It's good. It's just the other ones got better and better and better. The original Mission Impossible is next.
Okay.
Because the original Mission Impossible was like when I first watched it, and Top Gun, yeah. But you watched Mission Impossible the first time, like, this dude is a fucking movie star. He is awesome in this movie with a cool mystery behind it. Like, I like I like a movie where it makes you think and you don't know exactly what's going on, and it's kind of like a magician showing you tricks.
Yep.
That was what Mission Impossible was for me.
Yep.
So it didn't have the best action, it didn't have the best characters.
No.
But it had a nice.
It was much more like the old show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible 5
is number 3.
It's number 3.
Okay.
Mission Impossible 5
2020 numbers.
was amazing. It had was that Henry Cavill? No, that wasn't Henry Cavill.
No, that was 6.
This was Fallout. No, not Fallout. Rogue Nation. No, not Rogue Nation. Now I don't remember which one 5 is. Which one's 5?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, well, I liked it. I liked it.
To find out.
I don't remember. I like that one.
Okay. Why do you like the one you don't remember?
I remember why I liked 5. Okay, because it had a really cool, probably the coolest villain in all the Mission Impossible movies. It was like, yes, we know that MI6, or not MI6. Rogue Nation. We know that the Mission Impossible force has their group, but this was like, okay, but we're now recognizing that there's an an opposite bad group that can do all the same shit that they can do. And it was just a great play off each other. And then that villain carried on into the next one, which is Mission Impossible 6, with Henry Cavill in it, who can't act his way out of a paper bag, if I might say.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
He cannot act to save his life. And but he had that bitchin' mustache in that movie, and he's got the hair and he's the muscles. And he was a good playoff of Tom Cruise. Yeah. And that was a good movie. But Mission Impossible 7 came out this year. It's my favorite movie that came out this year. And I've seen a lot of movies this year.
You have. We've talked about a lot of it.
And Mission Impossible 7 was it was a play on AI and AI turning bad on you, and how do you outthink AI? And it had really good opposite characters to play off of all the good characters. Have you seen it?
Nope.
Dude,
I've not seen the last Mission Impossible.
Yeah, you got to see it. It's the best one, and I was just watching it and I was in awe of this movie. It was amazing. So those are my top 7 Mission Impossible movies in order.
We missed one.
No, that's all.
That's all.
Yeah, we got them all.
6.
We got them all. That's all of them.
So the one that just came out is your favorite?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tom
Cruise is a goddamn genius.
And I'll agree. I mean, Tom Cruise is a goddamn nutcase. However,
Yeah,
he
makes
is
good
the
movies.
last true action star.
He is the true
I
last
think,
movie star.
Because Maverick made me cry.
Maverick, you know
Like,
what? It's so sad
It is so sad.
that I'm watching Maverick and I'm like wiping these
and
tears.
it's so good, and I'm crying. And I went with a buddy of mine who I went to college with, and him and I are just sitting there bawling. And I'm
Yeah.
like, why are we crying? In
Where
this
did
movie?
you cry?
Like out of my eyeballs?
No. No, what part of the movie?
Where do you cry?
What
human?
part of the movie did you cry at?
Well, there's a couple.
Couple.
Yeah.
Okay, I only cried once, but go ahead.
I think the first one was Iceman.
You cried over Iceman, really?
Yeah, when Iceman came in and he's talking to Iceman, he's doing the voice thing, and he stands up and he kind of talks to him. And they hug. Oh man,
That got you?
That got right to the core of me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know someone who has a voice like that?
No, it's Val Kilmer.
Do you know Val Kilmer personally?
We've corresponded.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your first cry part?
Oh, the very end when they were on the flight deck.
Yeah,
and he came back, and I'm just like,
yeah.
and
that
it came
too.
out, and I was just like, it's this
Yeah.
salty substance.
My tear ducts are open again.
My tear ducts work again, and it got me at the end there.
You're gonna be upset. My favorites, just to jump off your top 5, my favorite Mission Impossible movie
Yeah,
is 3.
get out of town.
Yeah,
Why is it 3?
because it has the best villain.
I disagree. Have you seen 5 and 6?
Yeah, I've seen them all except for this last one.
5 and 6 has such a good villain.
Yeah, I'm not again.
Philip Seymour Hoffman is good
but
though.
Philip Seymour Hoffman, I just
but the
he
problem
was-
is, okay, I'll go ahead.
he didn't, and I'm going to bring back the story. He didn't give a shit. He didn't give a shit who Ethan was. His plan and his entire thing had nothing to do with Ethan Hunt.
Okay,
He was just doing his song and dance.
I want to challenge you on this.
Ethan Hunt got in the way, and he said, "All right, whoever the fuck you are, I'm going to destroy you because I'm a great villain." And he did.
This is the reason why it's number 6 out of 7.
Okay.
And because what was his plan? Nobody knows. Nobody knows what the rabbit's foot was.
It didn't matter. He was just doing
Nobody
his thing.
knows what the rabbit's foot was. Nobody knows what any of it was for.
Because it had nothing to do with Ethan
And
Hunt.
I was like watching, I'm like, so again, this was another one of those things, like just like on The Building where he came out and got it and left and you don't know what happened.
Yeah.
And you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And sometimes the MacGuffin's okay, but this was a whole movie of MacGuffin.
But I liked it because it didn't matter the story. Because it doesn't matter what his plan was. It just the story was him coming across Ethan.
Yeah.
But his indifference to Ethan Hunt, and just Philip Seymour Hoffman being an amazing actor that he was, is still my favorite.
The only good thing that came out of Mission Impossible 3 was Simon Pegg.
And it saved the franchise from 2. Because I agree, 2 is the worst
2
one.
was terrible.
Easily. It is so bad.
Right? And does any, like, I don't think anyone disagrees with that.
No, the rock climbing scene takes forever, and the hair is ridiculous, and just this stupid.
The rock
thing.
climbing scene was cool because he did it himself.
Yeah,
though.
but it's just so long. Like there was like 13 minutes of the entry. It's like, all right, I get it. He can climb a rock.
And then I got confused because Anthony Hopkins was in there and he's in charge. And I'm like, you've got an
that's right.
accent. You're
Yeah.
English. What's going on?
Yes. Going to be a boss now.
Yeah.
That wasn't that accent, but that's the one that came out of me.
And I didn't, you know what pissed me off after that? Is that I didn't want to know the names of Doug Ray Scott or Thandie Newton. I didn't want, like,
Thandie.
this is the only thing that they've ever really been in, and I didn't want to know their names. And I still know their names to this day, which
I think
bugs
their
me.
parents knew what they were doing. They said Thandie. I'm going to name you Thandie.
We'll call you Thandie.
This child is
Doug
named
Ray.
Thandie. And
Doug Ray. We're
Ray.
going to take 2 names and make it 1.
Thandie Doug Ray.
Thandie.
No
Doug Ray
chance.
Scott. We'll give you 3 names.
That was
Fuck
a
it.
great top
Doug
5.
Ray Scott.
That was a great top 5, Corbin.
Yeah, thanks. I tried.
It's I think we all learned a little bit more, but I like your intensity for the Mission Impossible. Not that I agree with it, but I like that you have it.
Yeah.
You know,
Big fan.
that pulls you in.
Big fan of Mission Impossible.
Enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Enjoy the MI5.
Homework for next week.
Go.
Okay, now I'm going to make you watch a movie.
Oh God. Okay.
Okay. Or for whenever we do this next, 8 days from now.
A day from now. Yeah. Go.
Homework. It's a movie. A little spoiler alert. I don't like it.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the original Suicide Squad.
Okay. So I've seen one of them. I've seen the one with the giant starfish.
Okay. So this is the other one.
Okay.
I want you to watch it.
Okay.
And we're going to break it down.
Okay.
And then I'm going to tell you, and it's a treat, why I fucking hate this movie.
Okay. Our podcast of not caring has really covered over a lot of shit. It drives us nuts.
Drives us nuts, but I don't, you know what? I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, it's a TV.
But when it's
a
on,
movie.
I'm just
Who gives
like,
a shit?
oh.
But oh man, when you see it,
Yeah.
oh,
When you see it.
Fires you up.
It should make you, I'll tell you about it next week.
Okay, I'm excited.
You can follow us on Twitter, Apathy Podcast. If you have any comments on the show, you could tweet us there or X us there, whatever it's called now. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not Twitter anymore, is it?
Yeah.
What do you know? What's your adjective? You can't tweet.
When you want to retweet something, they say repost.
Oh, so they just got rid of
it. It's so sad.
God.
So I don't know what posting and reposting.
God, we live in the worst timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that. We're getting our social medias up and running. These will be released on all of the places you go to listen to podcasts on.
Yeah.
If you want to hear more, I guess click the button that means you like it. I don't know what it is I don't know if it's a like or a thumbs or a happy face. I don't know. Click it and then you'll get more of this.
And if you don't,
it doesn't matter.
I don't care.
If you don't want to, we're still going to make them because they make me happy.
Yeah, I don't care.
So thank you to everyone for joining us. We went about 15 minutes over, but you know what?
15?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Fun.
I didn't know there was a time limit.
You know what? There's always a time limit in life. You either.
Let me tell you, I don't care.
There you go. Okay. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you. Corbin, thank you.
See ya.
We look forward to you next time. Bye-bye.